step up to the fight, playing with powers they don't understand. Will they fuck it all up or will they save the land? Treachery, vanity, loitering and worse. They are their own worst enemies. These fuckers don't need no cause. Authors and dragons. Authors and dragons. Their powers combined, a group of fantasy authors take on a sadistic games master. Will they survive? Let's listen with our ears. Authors and dragons! Authors and dragons!
Hi there, I'm John Hartness, and I'll be playing the role of Fandingo the Fantastical, Bard of all trades. In real life, I write the Quincy Harker Demon Hunter series, the Bubba the Monster Hunter series, and the Black Knight Chronicles. The next book, All Night Long, will be releasing on April 19th. You heard it here first.
Hi, I'm Joseph Brassy. I play the role of Bjorg Bjornsson, enthusiastic and violent barbarian, an author on the Mongoliad Project. My novels Skyfarer and Dragon Road are available from Angry Robot Books. You should all buy them. And I was also a writer on the unproduced and non-existent Power Rangers TV show, Power Rangers Time Vagina.
Hi, my name is Rick Gualtieri, and I play Silas Kane, the least goodest paladin you will ever meet. In real life, I write several things, but my latest releases are Strange Days, Bill of the Dead 1, which is out now, and by the time of this goes live, you should be able to pick up the sequel to Get Bent, Bent Out of Shape, the Hybrid of High Moon Book 2.
Hello, friends. My name is Robert Bevan. I play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious rogue. In real life, I write the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels and short stories, starting with the first book, Critical Failures.
Hi there, I'm Steve Weverill, and I play Brandon Firemaster, the rock-hard monk. In real life, I write a number of stories, the latest of which is the newest Shingles release, Space Werewolf from Planet Sex. Please do pick that up. But for those of you who have been not so patiently waiting for this, the audio version of The Last Volunteer, the first installment of the Doomsayer Journeys, is now available. So please do go check that out.
Hey there, folks. I am Drew Hayes, award-losing author of book series such as Secondhand Curses, Superpowers, The Spell, Swords, and Stealth, the latest of which, Siege Tactics, is still available on audio. And rather than being all cute with the fun aside, I'm going to use my time to talk to you about Authors and Dragons Con. That is right, folks. We said it would need a little more time. Well, we have had enough. We are kicking off the ticket sales. As of right now, when you are hearing this episode, if you go to facebook.com/authorsanddragons, you will find a pinned post with a link to the ticket section for A&D Con in Las Vegas on September 21st and 22nd. That's a Saturday and a Sunday. So, a couple of addendums to kind of give you an understanding of the con, the price, and a few caveats that we had to add in for, basic financial stability. The tickets are going to be $50 per person. The threshold we have to hit is $5,000 to fund the space, which at $50 a ticket means we need a minimum of 100 people to attend. We have set it up on Eventbrite. It works sort of like Kickstarter. It will charge you for the ticket, but if we don't hit that minimum by our cutoff date of Friday, August 9th, the con will not be happening, but the money will be refunded, so no one will be charged. It is the most transparent way we could think to do it, both in terms of what the cost is, where the money's going, and why there is a little bit of wiggle room on, will we have it or not? Well, that's up to see if we can pull it off. We are really hoping to. Folks, if you are interested, please come out and pick up your tickets before Friday, August 9th, 2019. On the off chance it matters, there is a limit of 200 tickets because that is how much we can accommodate the space we have. That might change if an overwhelming demand surprises us, but we do expect that will be adequate for what we've seen so far. So there will be, hopefully, A&D Con. Tickets are $50 for the weekend, September 21st and 22nd. There will be probably some gatherings on the Friday before. Of course, we'll be in town, but we have the space on Saturday and Sunday, so those are the official dates. We'll have it running until Friday, August the 9th, to hit that minimum of 100 people. If it doesn't, then don't worry. You'll get the money put back in your account. And yeah, Las Vegas. I think that is all the major details, guys. Did I skip anything?
No.
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 I mean the live nude Authors and Dragons review.
Well, we haven't gotten the clearances for that quite yet. Oh, programming wise, don't worry, we are going to fill the whole time that we have. Ideally, it probably won't be with just us. We'll be reaching out to some other indie folks, but if it is just us, then that's what it will be. And we do have some fun things like specific modules and, of course, the live show. So we hope you can come out to join us. Again, facebook.com/authorsanddragons is where you can go pick up the tickets right now. So hope to see you in Vegas. But for now, back to the adventure. When last we left our party, they had found 2 different doors. Now, which one they will go in, I don't know. Let's find out. Bjorg, Klaus, and Fandango, you have found the entryway into the ground that was buried beneath the area where there was a wrecked lab, whereas Silas, Kane, and Brandon Thighmaster have woven their way through the rubble to find an entrance to another room.
Just to be clear, I found the door.
Then you should be the one. Then you should be the one to open the door.
Yeah.
I did the finding.
Did you do the checking for traps?
Not yet.
You should do that.
Well, if initiative is not an issue, I will.
Well, if I'm ahead of you, then I'm going to defer for you to check for traps.
I'm asking Drew.
Yeah, we're just starting a new one. If you wanna check for traps, by all means.
All right, what is a check for traps roll?
I don't know, Bevan. What is it? We've been playing 5e for a little while now.
I don't know if I've ever used this before.
Oh, you have.
With his face doesn't count.
But don't worry, I am going to link the page where you can find out.
In the year of our Lord 2019, Drew Hayes took off the training wheels.
Oh, no.
And while you're looking at that, would someone else like to do anything?
Let's see here, Bjorg. So, I guess there's not much for Bjorg to do right now. He's kind of waiting to see whether or not there's anything is the door even liftable right now? Like, is there still a bunch of shit on top of it? That's what I was wondering.
I believe, based on the markings, you guys have only cleared off 1/4 of the door. So, yeah, if you wanted to clear more shit off, you could.
We found a trap door! He will yell over at the other 2.
That's nice.
Wow, they did not give a shit.
A trap door? I mean, is that enough clues for Klaus to go on? It's a trap door, Klaus.
Wait, Brandon, maybe it's a trapezius door.
Good point, yeah. Either launch a spring-loaded dart into your face or you'll get a really good workout.
Okay, so yeah, you guys have 1/4 of the door cleared. It's a strength and dex to wipe stuff off. Basically, strength is to see how much shit you can shove aside. Dexterity to see whether or not you get shards of glass in your arm.
All right. So, Fandango will roll a 14 for strength and a 5 for dex.
Well, you take 1 point of glass shard damage,
Owie.
but you do manage to clear off another section.
Yay. I cleared off that one.
All right, I suppose Bjorg will move to push this other section off. So what can I check, athletics or strength?
Nope, strength.
Okay, just raw
But
strength.
remember that you are a barbarian totem of the bear.
Yes, okay, so I get that. Let me just make sure I'm reading that thing right.
Klaus, have you found the roll yet?
I found the roll, but I don't see anything special for rogues, and I'm looking in rogue now, and I don't see anything special for traps. So it looks like just a perception check.
That's
That
a
is
16
correct.
on Bjorg's strength check.
So I'm probably, even as a rogue, not especially great at checking for traps. Which is fine. I'll give it a whirl anyway.
Fits your character. All right, Bjorg,
Yeah.
give me a dex.
Dex, okay.
This retroactively explains everything.
That would be a 21, a natural 20 to boot.
Ooh. All right, you get a decent strength, but with a natural 20 on the dex, we'll say that you not only avoid getting any glass in your arm, With your barbarian strength, you just knock a whole bunch of the rest of the shit out of the way.
Good.
Boom! Right in time for Klaus to do a perception check on the now exposed door.
Okay, with my expertise in trap percepting, I roll an 8.
You perceive no traps upon this door.
This door is totally safe, guys.
Awesome, you should open it.
I did the finding and the percepting.
We did the cleaning.
Take a turn, man.
We did the cleaning. I got an owie.
And I have a amulet and a ring that I'd like to be both wearing.
Do you know what either of them do?
No.
He does not.
Fabulous.
Awesome. He definitely does not.
I mean, I drank a potion that I didn't know what it did, so.
They make me look like a pimp.
+1 to pimp slap.
I know you put on the necklace. I don't think you had put on the ring yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm doing that now.
Ah. Okay. No, you're not. You just used your turn.
All right. Thanks, guys. While I was busy checking for traps, I missed my ring putting on time. Guess you'll have to open the door.
While they're arguing about who's going to open the door, can I clear the rest of this rubble just so there's a clearer route of access to where we are and where they are?
I mean, you can try to clear out one section, but you might risk collapsing everything you've dug out.
Yeah, go on then. Why not?
Roll me a strength.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a 14.
You can move, I think, half of a square with that was what we were doing, but I need a dex save. Or acrobatics, I think, for this one, because it was a little more jumpy.
9 acrobatics. That's not great.
All right, that's a 5, and given where you are and what you've done, roll me a D100, and I would advise you not to roll below 25%.
Well, I have no control over that.
Yep. 5 damage, by the way.
Oh, shit. D100. 58.
You do not collapse the section that you've dug out.
Hooray. This is what happens when I get bored. Hurry up.
Well, you could come over here.
That's what I was trying to do.
Silas, do you want to do anything?
Can I slide past his oily form and work on the second half of that square?
No. You definitely cannot occupy the same square as him in this situation.
We're like one of those hoarder people surrounded by their corridors of newspaper and crap. Just waiting for an investigating police officer to put a foot wrong.
Well, since the corridor in front of us is very dark, can I reach over and turn on his dick light?
Isn't that a Neil Diamond song?
I guess roll me a strength check. And Brandon, if you'd like to resist.
I would like to resist, thank you.
Let's go ahead and say a dexterity save. And I'll give you advantage on the dexterity save because Brandon is pretty keenly aware of when people try to touch him, especially near the dick or abs.
Smack that hand away with a 25 dex.
Well, let's see what Rick rolls.
A 20 strength. Apparently I want it pretty bad.
Yeah. Silas tries to close on that dick light, and his hand snaps, and there's a little force, but Brandon has already stepped away.
Close on your dick light.
We'll just assume that the rest of the round, while we're waiting for other people to react, is just kind of a continuous slap fight while Silas tries to touch Brandon's dick.
It's just an awkward scene amidst the garbage.
He could have just, well, not even rolled. He could have just asked me to turn on the dick light. That would have been the polite thing to do.
And
this was quick.
Silas.
Well then. Okay, back to the other team. Klaus, I assume you're going to put on your ring.
Yeah, guys, sorry. I can't be opening doors right now. I got some ring to be putting on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you putting it on your hand at least?
It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'm not turning on my dick light. Yes, I will put a ring on my finger.
Roll a d10.
Uh-oh. Klaus rolls a 4.
Okay. A horrible stench emanates off your body. You are basically, you stink real bad. You have disadvantage on anything charisma based, and you are everyone has advantage to detect you because you stink so bad.
Whoa, Bjorg.
Yeah, but did the ring do anything?
Yep.
Are you trying to tell me that the garbage ring doesn't have a positive effect?
It's almost like you guys kept putting shit on, so eventually, things got cursed.
Wow, you stink.
He now glows in the dark, and we can smell him from like 100 feet.
I'm glad I didn't put this on my dick.
Well, now I want to get away, so I'm going to open the door. Or I'm going to try to open the door. Is the door locked?
Open the trapezius door.
The door is locked. There is a very clear keyhole in the center.
I'm going to try and put my gemstone key in the lock.
For the first time, your gemstone key does not work.
I need a key.
This one is definitely shaped differently. There's nothing magic. It's a real keyhole. Like, you actually would have to put a key in, not just hold the gem thing up.
Who's got a key?
I got a key.
Put your key in the hole.
I'm busy with my ring. You can have the key and put it in the hole.
He's busy
Okay.
stinking.
I'll take the ring from Stinky and put it in the hole.
No, not my ring.
I'll take the key from Stinky and...
Don't touch the stinky ring.
Klaus's key fits into the keyhole and clicks, and the door unlocks.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Stinky.
Okay, so Bjorg is gonna actually... Wait, so we do need Bjorg to open the door?
Hell yeah, I'm a chicken shit.
Okay.
I'm not going to do it.
Alright.
I've got things going on.
You're not gonna check for traps at all.
I did.
You did.
This is
Okay.
100% clear.
To the best of his knowledge, he has
To the best of his knowledge.
checked for traps.
And
So
I
just
am a rogue.
So this is just a strength check?
Or
Or do I need to
it's
do
just
anything?
a door.
Okay.
You can just,
All
I'll
right,
give you
okay.
a door.
Bjorg will just open the door.
Roll me a nothing. It just opens.
Oh, okay. Damn it!
Okay. Do you gents want to, collectively for party ease, do you guys want to go into this door or the door by Steve and Rick?
I want to go in the door on the floor.
Floor door. Is that general party consensus? Can I move us to the next map?
Well, since Steve's being stingy with his dick light, yeah, I guess so.
If there's an aboleth around here, it might be at the lowest level. Do we want to descend, or do we want to go further along in the level we're on?
I don't get the sense that an aboleth is something as simple as right through one trap door. That seems...
I say we do the same thing Klaus's mom did with that bear. Go down.
Good gods.
All right. Let's
is
go
wrong
to
with
a new map, and we're going to go ahead and... Okay, so you all begin to descend the stairs, and as you do, you realize you're going down quite a ways into what appear to be some sort of acid pits below you. And you can kind of, as you get down there, you see a few little apparatuses and whatnot that are feeding in. This is most likely the source of that acid, and that's why it was never running out. There's just this vast chamber of underground acid pits running beneath the area.
Hey, Klaus, if we dip you in this, I bet you'll smell better.
Go ahead and give me perceptions, everyone.
All right.
Fendingo rolls a 13.
Silas rolls a 16.
Klaus rolls a 16 as well.
All right, Bjorg rolls a 21.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a 17.
Wow, you all did pretty well. Okay. Welcome to the underground area. So, with the 13, Fendingo, you can see giant acid pit, a pier, and what appears to be a large sort of chest slash, well, it's just a giant-ass chest out in the middle of it. With the 16s and up, everybody can see that there are what appear to be cages suspended over the acid pit. All of them are open, and there's really nothing below them except for more bubbling, horrible acid. So whatever was in these has presumably fallen into the bubbling hell below.
Losers.
With it 21 Bjorg, you are the one who notices that all of the cages, it looks like they were sprung. Like, they don't look ripped open. They don't look something broke out. It looks like all the bottoms are kind of hanging out like it was activated.
Okay, so it was like all of these cages were trapped to have the bottoms drop out.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Almost as if, if something that was contained inside got too dangerous, it could just be dropped immediately into deadly acid.
So Bjorg is gonna rear back, just kind of like look, and this time, like for the first time probably in this trip, he honestly kind of looks a little disturbed. And he's gonna just kind of look around and just like look back at the party and just be like, these cages, they were all of the bottoms. If you look, like all of the bottoms of these cages are open. It looks like they were rigged to open and drop whatever was inside them into the acid.
Maybe they were all followers of
That just seems like a shitty prank to play on somebody to drop them into acid.
Yeah.
That's a real dick move.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they did it if whatever was inside was too dangerous, but that's a lot of cages. And all of them are open.
But that's a big treasure chest.
Yes, there was some kind of humanitarian crisis here, but have you seen that treasure chest?
Such is the adventuring life.
That human-sized treasure chest.
That looks oddly... Are we sure that's a treasure chest and not a coffin?
What's the difference? They bury people with good shit, man.
I suppose that, from a certain perspective, to a necrophiliac, a coffin is a treasure chest.
Don't your people bury folks with, like, jewels and stuff?
Sometimes, other times they burn them. I mean, it's the North. Things tend to not stay dead very long. Sometimes.
What does the pier look... How sturdy does the pier look?
About as sturdy as the picture presented, which is to say roughly...
Shitty?
Roughly sturdy. You would want to watch your step, would be my thing. As long as you don't really eat shit on a basic acrobatics or anything, you should be fine. Presuming there are no unseen holes or weak points.
And the platform out here looks about the same level of rickety?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this whole... I mean, it's a platform built in a giant lake of acid. How sturdy can it really be?
That's valid.
We should find out.
Yeah, I've got an idea. Do we have to go into initiative?
No. If you guys want to just kind of keep it casual right now, there's no visible things attacking you, so we can just keep group movement.
How's about I attach the rope to me, step of the wind over to that fairly sturdy-looking chest, and tie the rope to it. And then at least that way you guys will have a kind of guide rope should this platform present you any challenges.
Or we could just drag it toward us.
Or if the thing collapses beneath the chest, we'll be holding onto a giant anchor to drag us down.
Why?
Hold on.
I like all of that idea. Why don't we add you drinking your resist acid potion in case everything falls and you drop into the pool of acid?
I have already drank my resist acid potion, and I'm going to go ahead and make the assumption, based on my time in the acid cloud, that a tiny little potion of acid resistance ain't going to do shit if I fall in that acid pool. I mean, I think that's a safe assumption to make, given the fact that the acid cloud did damage to us.
Actually, don't forget, last time we were here, I dropped my potion of acid resistance into the acid. So this might actually be safe acid.
Yeah,
Well, it's not brown acid.
I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
Take a little paddle. I'm sure the water is fine.
There's only way to test a hypothesis.
I vote Silas test it.
Okay, all right.
I like that idea. Brandon?
I won't
Yeah.
attach the rope to the chest. I'll just hold the rope for the time being.
What are you tying the rope to on the shore?
Bjorg?
Bjorg? That is truly the best answer you could have given me. All right.
My lifetime as a consensual anchor continues.
Let's see. What have we been using for the rope skill? I remember we used one for the other room.
Okay, well, let's teamwork on this. Let's get the person with the highest dex to tie the rope to me.
Sleight of hand, I guess, is what we've been doing. Or just pure dex. You can use sleight of hand or pure dex. Oh, no, survival. Survival's what we were using. What the fuck am I saying?
Oh, Bjorg probably has a lot of survival.
I have plenty of survival. I'm proficient in survival, so hold on. Let me look. Let me look real quick here.
I got a shit ton of dex and sleight of hand.
Well, I mean, I got. Let's see. Survival is 3. I have a 3 in survival.
So do I.
Yeah, because his wisdom, Bjork's wisdom and intelligence are both 10.
Reminder: you guys can take your time and do advantage. It's not something
That's
applicable
true.
in the heat of battle, but if you've got nowhere to be, you can just take your time and you get advantage on the roll.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, while they're taking their time, I'd like to see if I can take my ring off.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
3.
As you attempt to pull the ring off, it bites down hard into your flesh, causing 3 points of damage.
All right, guys, I guess I'm going to stay stinky.
I like to imagine that this ring it didn't look like it when you put it on, but as soon as you put it on, it's revealed to be kind of like some kind of disembodied ghost anus. That's my headcanon.
Actually, Klaus, you're going to have to roll me a d10 after every long rest from now on.
Okay.
We've managed to make Klaus Richter more unpleasant.
let us know when you want us to saw off the finger.
I kind of like it.
All right. Bjorg.
Yeah.
Survival.
Okay.
With advantage.
Survival with advantage. Okay. And that is a 14.
Okay. You have tied a rope to yourself.
George is going to sit there and drop himself into horse stance. Or maybe he'll just sit. He's just going to, sit down and drop his weight into the ground.
Brandon Thighmaster.
I guess I could just hold the rope and jump.
What's the length of your rope?
50 feet.
Bjorg might want to step a little bit closer.
Okay. Hold on. Can I make that turn order button? Oh, there we go. So if I move to about, right about where Brandon is now, is that close enough?
Yep.
All right. I'm just going to stand right next to where
within
he is
50.
now. Yep. I'll do
Okay.
that then. Then drop my weight into the ground. Boom.
Okay, so I'm going to hang onto the rope, burn a key point, take the 5-foot run up, and step of the wind, hopefully, across this dangerous chasm of acid. So that's a strength for jump, I guess.
I believe you just go ahead and roll, see if you get anything extra, but I believe jumping is just a standard. You get double your strength, and then with step of the key, we double it, or with step of the wind, it's what you double it again. Yeah, that's fine. And what's your strength?
My strength is... I've got 15 in strength, so 2.
So that gives you, that would be what, 30 normally, step of the wind, 60. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that'll get you right there.
Okay, I float gracefully across the acid pit and hopefully don't slam through the rickety wooden boards at the end.
Roll me an acrobatics check. Let's see how you land.
25 acrobatics.
Oh, you land delicate as fuck.
Nice.
Oh, it's like a little fairy.
Hey,
right.
Little. Like a large, well-built fairy.
It's like a great big fairy.
That's better.
You guys now have 40 feet of rope stretched between Bjorg and Brandon.
Okay, come across, guys. That was easy.
Do we not want to tie the coffin thing and pull it?
I don't know. We should probably intel check on that. My gut feeling is it will probably just destroy the bridge.
I don't give a fuck about the bridge.
Well,
Do you give a fuck about being able to get to the chest?
Yeah, that's why we pull the chest.
It's on a rope.
You understand that if the chest drops into the acid lake, the rope is going to burn off immediately, right?
Do we understand this? Are we giving ourselves too much credit?
Let's do some int checks. Make sure everyone gets above 10.
Oh, God. Well, it's nice knowing you all.
There you go. Fendingo has it.
Fendingo rolls a 20.
Bjorg rolls a natural 20.
Jesus.
Silas gets a 19.
We all know that this is a bad idea. We're doing it anyway.
Klaus rolls a 7.
Well, Brandon Flymaster rolls a natural 1. He's like, yeah, that's great.
You see, guys? Come on. Brandon's
Brandon
with me.
Master, luckily, yeah. Well, if Klaus throws out the idea, I guess you can choose to listen.
I agree with Klaus suddenly for some reason, even though the totality of my experience tells me not to do that. I've got a good feeling about this one.
Let's play the averages and not agree with Klaus.
Always a good move. Bjorg with his natural 20, every time you try and move it toward the chest, he just pulls you back like, no.
No. Bad, Brandon.
Bad.
Bad. Just like makes spanking noises by slapping the back of his hand.
Fuck it. Fendingo's going to start walking across holding the rope.
Okay, give me a... We'll go acrobatics with advantage, since they gave you a rope to steady yourself on.
All right, 17.
You make it across.
All right, let's open the chest.
All right. Is anybody else going to try to cross on Fendingo's heels, or...
I'm gonna step behind Bjorg to brace him when inevitably these guys go crashing into the acid and we have to pull their asses out quickly.
Good
I
idea.
was thinking I would like to use a potion of healing.
All right.
That's D8 plus 1, correct?
That is correct. The Gentrignome special.
All right, that's 3 big points for me. Thanks, Ring.
Well, you put your finger up a ghost's anus.
Yeah, well,
You're always
with
fingering Casper, Bevan. It was bound to come back on you eventually.
God damn it!
who's gonna fart sooner or later.
There's a real fan art opportunity out there for you listeners.
I think I just single-handedly resummoned Tumblr.
I feel like somehow this ties back into all of our side quests about Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah, I guess as long as we're still lax on the time here, I'll follow them across.
You're gonna be, if you're gonna chug a potion, you'll be a little bit behind Fendingo. So if they decide to open the
All right.
chest, they'll get first
All right,
crack
if
at
they
it.
decide to open it, great.
Well,
But we'll put you, if they don't open it right away, we'll put you up there with them.
All right.
So Fendingo, what's it gonna be?
I'm going to at least put an eyeball on it and see if I can see any traps.
Roll me perception.
I like how we have two of our like beefiest characters just hanging all the way back away from the chest.
Fendingo rolls a 15 per perception.
You do not detect any traps on it. To be fair to you, Bjorg, this is less a tanky situation and more a jumpy, runny situation.
Yeah, that's true.
This might be a good time for the guy with Step of the Wind and the guy with Dimension Door to be over on the rickety platform.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right, fuck it. Let's open the chest.
Okay, you open the chest. Da-na-now! What you notice immediately is that it's kind of broken up into 2 sections. The majority of this chest seems dedicated to a slightly smaller metal chamber that is very different looking than most of what you've seen. This is definitely Gentrignome stuff. It definitely looks fairly high tech. There's a strange kind of hole in the middle that looks very bizarre, but does sort of match with a high tech key you guys found at some point in your travels. However, on top of that metal box, there is a blood-stained journal and a shining blue gem.
So there's a blue gem in the box, a journal, and what else is in there?
Another box.
Another box.
I bet the dick is in the other box.
Should we read the ominous-looking journal before we try to open the box, or?
That's really just a question for you, because you're the only one who speaks Gnomish.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not going to waste an opportunity to tell everybody that I speak Gnomish again, so I'm picking up that journal. Because I speak Gnomish, guys.
To all the gnomes I've loved before.
So you say shining gem. Shining like glowing or just shining?
Yes, there is a very distinct magical glow to this one.
Can I do Knowledge Arcana to see if I recognize anything about it?
You absolutely can.
Oh, I absolutely roll a 13 for Knowledge Arcana.
Give me an int check. If you do well enough, I'll give you advantage on that.
All right.
Because you do have some context clues to play off of.
Yeah, intelligence check of a 9.
All right. Nope. Just a glowing gem. Brandon Thighmaster, you have found the final journal of Cobble Wobble.
Oh, Cobble Wobble. Your adventures are as depressing as your name is ridiculous.
As you flip through, you kind of find his final days. The destruction above was Cobble Wobble's doing. He made a final push to destroy both the trader gnomes that had been infected, as well as what he had discovered were horrific experiments of attempting to breed Slod and Aboleth and mortals, like trying to combine them. He kind of spirals out toward the end. It looked like might have been losing his mind. He's talking about, did this happen before? Are we the first? Are we the newest? He's clearly like whatever was happening down here had him spinning out pretty bad. He does reference having gotten back to them. He plugged in a new potion to the system. He makes a very specific reference of that. And then, the gem is, he relocated the gem here for safekeeping. On the bottom, do not trust him, outlined, and then scratched through, and then outlined again. And that is sort of the end of Cobble Wobble. It's a little bit crazy, but you more or less figure out that he fought back. It sort of ended in everybody died, and then he hid the rest of his shit here on top of their most secret thing.
It's Cobble Wobble in the end turned to Neo from the Matrix and ended about as well.
I'm going to relay that information back. I'm going to highlight the fact that this gem must have some importance, as it's put here for safekeeping.
Actually, everybody can have an int check now once you get the context from Cobble Wobble.
Cobble Wobble.
17 for Silas.
13 for Fendingo.
That is a 6 for Bjorg.
20 for Klaus Richter.
Brandon Thighmaster got a 7.
All right. If you will recall, several laboratory explorations ago, you found a giant cage with a slod inside and references to a missing control gem that was needed to open the cage.
You know,
We sure did.
I didn't remember the control gem, but I was just thinking about that slot. I feel like I wasted my intelligence roll now.
The control gem was a pretty big part of the slod, and boy, you sure do know that slods come in the color blue.
Okay.
I wonder if the him we're not supposed to trust is the slod.
Well, let's go kill the fuck out of it.
Wait, there's still a box.
Oh.
I put the gem in my bag of holding.
Alrighty.
Okay, we've got a mechanical key, so I guess we'll put that in the mechanical-looking keyhole.
Well done. Okay, you unlock that one, and as consequence, you unveil the horrible remains of their twisted experiments. There is a little bit of debris, like a little leftover. There's a skull kind of like tucked all the way in the bottom, but there's a lot more. Like there's some research journals, there's some samples, there's like things of blood. It's all kind of nicely put into a little case thing. And if you guys want to flip through it, you can get an idea of what they were doing. Or if you don't want to mess with this horrible, horrible stuff, you can just, shut the door.
How curious are we, Fending?
I vote you mess with the horrible, horrible stuff.
You should read this shit and see if we can sell any of this crap.
Jesus.
I would like to take another potion, if that...
Sure thing, buddy.
Okay, I'll read to see if there's anything useful or pertinent to our situation and whether this stuff belongs in a museum or whatever.
Roll me a knowledge arcana, because this is
museum.
fairly complex magical experimentation shit. So to know how much you can get out of reading it, you gotta give me that roll. Fendingo, you can do one too. You guys can be looking over it together if you would like.
Brandon Firemaster rolled a free arcana.
Yeah, well, Fandingo rolled a nat 1.
Oh, man. Yeah, you guys have no fucking idea what anything in this book is. Like, it is really complicated, not the kind of magic you do. You can look at something else. You could look at the blood or try and look at the skull or something, but the book itself is giving you nothing. It's way too complicated.
I'll look at the skull.
All right. Ooh. So as you pick up the skull, you also find sort of a scroll kind of tucked into its eye. And you pull it out and you unwind, and with a 15 Arcana this time, nicely done.
Yes, 15 Arcana.
Fendingo. You unroll, and with horror, you realize that the attempts to combine human, kind of elvish, like general humanoid form with aboleth, and using Slod as the integration force to sort of make those two things work together, it yielded apparently a humanoid creature with tentacle-like appendages and dark psionic abilities. You know, not far off from the aboleth itself. If you were to merge a human and aboleth, and as you look and you pull out the skull, you're like, oh shit, that's a mind flayer. They created artificial mind flayers.
All right, that's some bad news.
Yeah, that's badass.
Let's throw.
And all of a sudden, these cages that instantly drop into acid make a lot more sense.
Yeah. A big part of me wants to take all these research notes and throw that shit into the acid, too.
Yes, there's like, those are an endangered species. They're doing good work.
I'm pretty sure that none of that is true. I don't know a lot of things, but that seems pretty like that's not true.
So Fendingo and Fendingo, you're the one who rolled the in check. You're the one who rolled the Arcana check. You get this in check. Give me an int check.
That's a 16 for intelligence.
Ooh, okay. So Fendingo, you do have a standing order from Gunther's dad that if you find any cool experimental magical shit, he is willing to buy it. So what you choose to do with that information, up to you, but you do know of a potential buyer.
Here are the instructions for building mind flayers.
All right, Fendingo's going to sell that shit.
I mean, technically speaking, it probably is safer in the hands of a wizard who is protecting his island from horrible shit than it is just sitting here waiting for another group to find it.
Well, that wasn't really an option. If I rolled a D100, and if I rolled over 50, I was going to throw it all in the acid.
Oh, okay.
But I rolled a 12 on a D100, so fuck this noise. It's all going in the bag of holding, and I'm selling that shit.
It feels like the more honest Fendingo thing to do.
Well, chaotic neutral is like, fuck it, I do what I want.
The knowledge itself might not be inherently evil, it's how you use it.
It's how you decide to destroy, to create cosmic horrors.
Spells don't kill people. People kill people.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, it's a moral decision right up until the point somebody puts a heavy-duty price tag on it.
Not the illithid control debate.
All right, so Fandango begins shoveling all sorts of documents and samples and whatnot into his bag of holding. I mean, I'd say it's weird, but you guys basically do this to every chest you encounter, so...
Well, it's more like, is the metal lockbox attached to the bottom of the chest?
Yeah, like this chest thing is really, it's just like a storage compartment for this thing.
Okay.
And then Cobble Wobble sort of used an empty portion in the top to store his shit.
Okay, so I can't pull the metal box out.
But the purpose of this chest is to contain all these sort of different things. Like the lockbox is sort of the second subsection of the chest. It's all rigged in. So you're just taking everything out of it.
They're really trying to make sure no asshole takes this stuff and just distributes it freely amongst the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
All right, cool. Then that's what we'll do.
Should have done a better job, Cobble Wobble.
I mean, he did a pretty good job killing off all the evil gnomes.
Yep, and we're just taking his legacy and taking our steaming shit on it.
That's what you guys do best.
I've only got Cobble Wobble's word for that, really. You know, I haven't seen any evil gnome evidence. This could just be Cobble Wobble fanfic for all I know.
Cobble Wobble writes history.
Yeah. Cobble Wobble tentacle porn.
50 Shades of Cobble Wobble.
Aside from chugging potions on the shore, does anyone have anything they want to do while Fandango is mad shoveling shit into his bag of holding?
I do want to chug one more.
All right. Klaus is just like going through, just cracking open potions.
Toss one back.
Okay, if no one else has anything, then we'll just let Fandango finish, and that's it. How do you want to get back to shore?
I want to use the rope.
Bjorn continues to drop his weight into the ground.
Acrobatics with advantage.
16.
Yeah, you can make it back, no problem.
Thank God for advantage.
Brandon Thighmaster.
I'll use the same technique I use for crossing. So, step of the wind by strength. 16 strength.
Yep. The step of the wind, you just kind of get there. So you, and honestly, even the landing doesn't matter because you're not coming down on rickety-ass bridge. So you just leap up and come down and hand Bjorg his rope back.
Thank you.
Cool. That worked out. That was surprisingly efficient. Some good teamwork, guys.
It's one of the few times you guys thought things through and acted competently.
This
truly
is
don't know what
not
to
good
do.
entertainment.
Dozens of listeners just going, fuck this.
It's like, whoa.
The hell with this, I'm turning on Critical Role.
I want to see somebody be competent. There are other places I can go.
Okay. Anything else you guys would like to do in the acid pits before heading back up the stairs?
No.
I don't have enough acid pit for one day.
I'm tempted to shoot a fire arrow into that pier and just to watch it burn.
Yeah, I was going to do the same with a spell, but I like the thought of somebody else coming down here, making it across the bridge, and finding an empty chest.
That is top tier petty. That is impressive. Fuck you, mystery stranger.
Tear a page out of Cobble Wobble's journal and just draw a dick on it and just leave that as the only thing in there.
Boy, this Cobble Wobble guy was a real piece of shit. Just trolling us this whole time.
Well, it's like one of those, Cobble Wobble is actually like pioneering one of those magic box, mystery box mail things, where you send someone a bunch of creepy papers and there's a story with it.
Cobble Wobble loot crate.
Klaus is gonna start taking dumps and writing Cobble Wobble in the shit just to make people think he was this insane gnome. Fuck your legacy!
We'll teach you for making a heroic last stand.
I mean, honestly, Gentrignome basically seems to be a really shitty loot crate business.
I mean, I don't think Loot Crate does human magical experimentation hybrids, but new capitalism, I don't know.
It's like fucking gnomish Jurassic Park.
Except they spared all the expenses.
All right, let's go back to the acid fog room.
Here we go.
All right, are you guys gonna go? Are you guys gonna mess around in that room, or would you like to go right to the next room?
Right to the next room.
Let's go to the next room, yeah.
We might find more awesome rings.
You need any help getting that one off?
So, as a reminder, this next room is dark, so if you do not have any sort of dark vision, and you would like to, throw on a light spell or something on the walk over...
Yep, clap on the old dick light.
Hey, Fandango, if you want to light up another coin.
Yeah, give me a coin.
All right.
Not lighting up my own coin, bitch.
Good man.
Bjorg is just going to follow.
Oh, no, I'm totally casting a light on Bjorg's junk, too.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
You can cast a light spell on somebody else's junk?
If he's not fast enough for me to not touch it.
Oh.
What? Dex check.
Yeah, that's, we'll say a dex save. Let's see, light is a range of touch. Yeah.
Dex save.
Dex save.
All right. Bjorg rolls a 6.
Fendingo rolls a 21.
No, what are you doing?
Fendingo pulls a good old-fashioned sack tap on Bjorg. And, but when Bjorg looks down like, motherfucker, his pants are glowing, are in the crotchal region. Since that is what Fendingo touched.
You're welcome.
And we're back on brand again.
Bjorg is just going to stare down and just kind of go,
All right. So
just like the ancestors warned, I've come down with glow dick.
you just got 100-watt reach around.
They told you if you didn't stop playing with that thing, it would light up.
Glow dick, the ancient scourge of my people.
Well, now I expect that in the next Bjorg book.
It's not a quest to cure the tribe of glow dick.
Everyone give me perception.
Silas rolls an 11.
Fendingo rolls a 7.
Klaus rolls a 15.
Brandon Firemaster rolls a natural 20. What can I see by the light of the barbarian's dick?
So much.
Bjorg.
I'm here. I rolled a 5.
Okay.
Bjorg is still just looking down at his dick with fear and trepidation.
Fendingo's giggling about Bjorg's dick.
This is an ancient calamity upon my people. And now I too am infected.
As you all walk into the new room, the light from Brandon and Bjorg's respective crotches seems to hit a few little areas and seems to sort of pull that light in, and it kind of goes and moves around, and slowly the entire room kind of lights up gently, allowing you all to see in, except for Fendingo and Bjorg, who are just still staring at Bjorg's crotch in amazement and terror, respectively. The rest of you will see the next room.
They make everything big up north.
All right, Silas, Bevan, and Brandon Thighmaster, you can see new room. This appears to be sort of what might have been a jail / emergency chambers. There is a, what do you call it? Definitely this area to your direct right looks like torture, maybe experimentation, just fucked up shit there. Going up one, it appears to be some sort of domicile. The doors are all kind of see-through. They're kind of cagey, so you can all get that. You can't really see much in there except for Brandon, who can see desk and notes and all kinds of shit. Right before you, you see a very familiar terminal-looking structure, perhaps the kind that would light the last gem on Fendingo's key. And then these two rooms appear to be jail cells, although there are like beds of hay for laying down in, and bloodstains and chains and, things to look at.
Also for laying down in.
Wow. Can Bjorg see more than his dick yet?
Bjorg, you can look around and see that you're in a room with 4 other rooms.
Silas will head over to the torture area.
Brandon will head over to the area with readable materials.
Is that the one with the big bearskin rug? Yeah. I will follow.
Bjorg will walk straight forward towards that weird pedestal thing.
Fendingo's going to follow Silas because he's kind of scared that Bjorg's going to pop his head like a zit.
Okay, Silas, the door you test is unlocked. You may step in.
All right.
Brandon and Klaus, the door to your room is locked. You will need to either see if one of your keys works or pick it.
Okay, Rogue. Time to pick something other than your nose. Or your ass by the smell of it.
Alright, is picking locks a sleight of hand?
I believe so. Silent Vin Diesel, check that for us. It is a dex check.
Oh, alright, well that'll do.
With proficiency, because you do have thieves' tools.
Alright, Klaus rolls an 18.
All right, you begin to pick the lock. Let's see, Silas and Fandingo. Fandingo, you're going to follow Silas in.
Yep.
You two go ahead and give me investigates.
All right.
Fendingo rolls a 9.
Silas rolls a 6.
Okay. And Klaus, roll me a D100.
Ooh, Klaus rolls a 98.
Oh, yeah. So you are, you're fiddling with the lock. You think you see the way to get it to trip. And sure enough, you are right. You click it over and bam, your door is now unlocked.
Fuck yeah.
Silas and Fandingo, you find bloody knives and rags.
Woo.
This is nasty.
Yep. And Bjorg, you are looking up at the same sort of mechanical altar that has been in all of the previous labs that Fandingo touches his key to.
Fandingo says, this torture room isn't nearly as luxurious as I expected.
You know, the dungeons that I've been kept in are way higher class than this.
Where's the sex table?
Anywhere you have sex on a table?
I'm pretty sure wherever Fandingo is.
There's supposed to be a designated one. You know, with the straps.
Oh, the specialty sex table.
And the George Michael music.
The very specialty sex table. Now we're getting into kinks. Brandon and Klaus, your door is open. You guys can go on in if you want.
I would like to stand on top of the bearskin rug and take a big piss on it.
Yeah, you haven't peed in a while. That seems fair. You've probably got some...
Fuck you, dead bear.
Can Bjork see through that door?
Roll me perception. We'll see if you notice Klaus taking a piss.
On his totem. That's an 8.
Nah, the glow dicks got you all caught up in your shit, man. You don't happen to look up and catch Klaus pissing. At this point, it's basically background noise.
Why?
Fandingo and Silas, would you guys like to do anything?
I want to poke around some more if I can.
Sure, you guys can keep investigating.
Yeah, is there anything in here to open and stuff, you know?
I don't know. Give me some fresh rolls. Let's see if you try.
All right, this time Fandingo investigates with a 21.
And Silas investigates with a 19.
Okay. So, this time as you dig around, you find bits of flesh, kind of like stuck to older utilities. You find pools of blood and other fluids that seem truly horrifying. And you find one copper piece that had somehow gotten wedged in between like two stone rocks, and really you don't even know how that one happened. But you have picked this place over pretty good. It was just a spot where they cut people up.
All right. I'll keep one of the rusty knives just in case I need it for for one of my after hours praying sessions.
There you go. Okay, Brandon and Klaus, you guys are in the room. If you would like to give me investigations. Well, no, Klaus is pissing. Brandon, if you'd like to give me an investigation.
That's fair. Investigation. Brandon Firemaster rolls a 4. I guess with his stinking thief pissing in the middle of the room, it makes it hard to concentrate.
Yeah, you're investigating, but really you can't stop watching Klaus as he... kind of like at first it's just Klaus taking a piss on a rug and you're like, all right, whatever. But then like after a while, it's just been going on so long that you're like, God damn, it's a little impressive.
I say, Brandon, I'm up here.
like the stream is getting stronger.
I will ask him, did you piss on that bear cloak before you wore it? Is this how you make cloaks? Is this your process?
I can't make things.
You can make me uncomfortable.
I think that kind of is how you tan leather, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
I really hope not.
No,
There's definitely piss involved in the tanning process, or at least there used to be.
Yeah, you got to get a rogue drunk, and he's got to piss on top of a bear skin.
He might have had a productive life had he made other choices.
If you want the best quality leather, you got to piss on the bear while it's still alive.
Now, they don't like it. They'll get mad.
That's why it's so expensive.
Yeah, he's the Steve Irwin of animal urination.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Bjork, is there anything you would like to do?
Let's see here. So we got this. Bjork is going to walk over to this room over here to his left. That's one of the cells, right?
To his left. Yes, Bjork. Yeah. You can go up to that cell. Give me... we'll put it to luck. Give me a D100.
All right. Well, let's see here. That is a 26.
This one is locked.
Not for long.
I'm going to say, how strong do those bars look?
I don't know, man. Only one real way to find out.
I can roll a strength check to break an object with advantage, so...
yeah, you can.
All right, Bjork's just going to, hurl back and just bash the bars with a 16.
It's not quite enough to break metal, even old and fatigued metal. But you definitely, you just kick the shit out of it with your boot, and you hear a crunch as the door starts to fold inward. And you got a feeling... probably one of those, and that thing's not long for this world.
I like breaking things. Can you do it again, or you want to...
Fuck it. Let's just do it again.
All right.
You've been standing for a while.
Gonna haul back. And with advantage, he rolls 14 this time.
You smash it in, it's barely hanging on. Well... go ahead and give me one more.
All right.
I'm just assuming Bjork is doing this in 3 furious fast kicks.
Yeah, that's a 15 this time.
There you go. It's boom, bam, crunch.
I'm glad you finally got it. I was about to send Fandango over.
Bjork's just going to walk through the door while not looking at Silas, just saying, fuck off.
All right. Going back down, Fandango and Silas, what would you guys like to do?
If this is done over here, I guess I'll head over to this side, see what's going on.
Okay. Same as Bjork. Give me a D100. Fandango, do you want to keep moving with Silas?
73.
Yeah.
All right. The gods are on your side. That cell is unlocked.
Yeah, not on my side enough. Praise. All right. Well, I'll step in and I guess see what there is to say.
Well, we'll get to yours. Yeah, we'll get to you next time because we're going back up to Brandon and Klaus. Let's see. Brandon, I'm guessing another investigation.
Yeah.
Klaus, would you like to keep this piss going?
I'm going to go until I'm done.
All right. You haven't peed in a while, and we'll give you at least a couple of rounds of this. You're getting a good flow going.
I'll continue. I'll move around a bit so I saturate the whole thing. I don't want to just piss all in one spot. Yeah.
It's an amateur hour. Okay, I rolled a 15 investigation.
Okay, with a 15 investigation, you can find a series of documents and pages that are sort of tucked away through the desk. This appears to be someone who was in charge of this facility's stuff, and it kind of goes into a little bit more information and history about it. But I think that's a little bit we can tackle next time on Authors and Dragons, as we are running down to the end of this, and things are going to get pretty fun going forward. So before we go down that slippery slope, we'll cut it off here. But don't worry, folks, game's not done. As you know, we live blog during these sessions at facebook.com/Authors and Dragons. And we also take your questions, both from that facebook.com/Authors and Dragons area and from our Discord, which is accessible to our Patrons, who get to cut the line because, well, they're special. Rick, would you like to?
Certainly.
Did so well there. I had that whole fucking flow, and then I forgot to throw it.
And I just left you hanging. All right. Well, our friend Trauma asks, if you had to take the characters from one of your book and put them in the setting world of another author, which characters would you use and what world setting would you choose? So you're taking one of your books, and it sounds like you could put it in any other world.
Okay, so the plot of one of your own books.
No, the characters of one of your books, and you can put them into somebody else's world.
Like one of each other's worlds, or any fictional
world.
Okay.
I think just generic world.
Oh, I'm putting Bubba the Monster Hunter in fucking Lord of the Rings. Giant redneck with a desert eagle running around fucking up orcs.
I think I'd probably put Brandon Firemaster in a Jane Austen novel.
Oh, God.
I think I'd love to put Fornax from Villain's Code into the Harry Potter novels.
Oh, man. Ah, shit.
I'm going to put Cooper into The Sound of Music, where he can disturb children but also fight Nazis.
The Sound of Cooper.
The Sound of Cooper.
The Sound of Cooper sounds like a fart.
Yeah, it sure does.
I am going to take the core cast of the Mongoliad, which is a bunch of angry Mongol warriors and knights, and I'm going to put them in the lovingly crafted world of To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
I think I'm going to take Bill Ryder and his friends, and I'm dropping them into a Song of Fire and Ice and seeing if they choose. Well, we could either try to save this world, or we could just spend all of our time at the whorehouse.
100% whorehouse.
I was going to say, you're presenting this like it's going to be a question.
Which whorehouse, though? The crappy ones at Flea Bottom, or the really nice ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just becomes a coalition of vampire and assistants, protecting all the whorehouses.
Yeah, the White Walkers can have the rest of Westeros. We want the hookers.
Yeah, you march on the castle all you want. You fuck with the whorehouse. You fuck with daddy.
There's a t-shirt.
You fuck with the horse, you fuck with daddy. I'm pretty sure we shouldn't be wearing that. It's just that's perpetual goddammit on loop.
Yeah.
Is that everybody?
Let's hope so.
All right. Well, we'll move Daddy away from the whores into something a little less volatile here.
We'll see.
Well, our friend Alec asks, for those of you that drink hard cider, do you prefer dry or sweet?
What is it? Are you going to ask us what vintage Beaujolais hard cider we drink now?
Does Budweiser count?
There's a cider place around here. I don't know if they sell it but they're called Spire, and they make this cider called Dark and Dry, which it's kind of sweet, but sweet in that really rich kind of way. And it's basically like a hard cider version of stout. It's really good.
Oof, Jesus, that sounds awful.
That's
I had a
delicious.
bad experience with dry cider. I think the first time I found it, because in our country, if you want to get really fucked up for cheap, you buy cider basically, because you can buy in these huge 2-liter bottles for as much money as you can scrounge around in a gutter for. And I thought I'd found some kind of hack. I thought, oh wow, I can get really fucked up on this for cheap. And it's but of course, every dark magic comes with its price. And I spent the night throwing up into a urinal. So
Why didn't you tell me about this when I was there, Steve?
What, dry cider?
Yeah.
Or the hobo cider? I don't know. I just assumed you wouldn't want a hobo cider.
Is hobo cider made from squeezed hobos?
Probably.
I was gonna say, is hobo? That sounds like something where you it's like, okay, pull down your pants and just fill this bottle.
Give him some Budweiser, and then he pisses it out. It's nice and fermented. It's nice and vintage.
I was gonna say, for the cider front, there's one in Texas I really like called Bishop Arts Cider Company, and they make one called Crackberry. I like a tart cider, is my answer. And that one is blackberry cranberry cider. Ooh. And it's really it's very specific, but it's also really good if you're craving a good tart one. And if you guys like that and you can find it in your area, highly recommend Bishop Arts Crackberry.
I would try that, although normally I'm not a big fan of tart. I would definitely go with sweet.
Yeah, I'm sure I am too.
Alcoholic apple juice.
Yeah, because the sweet goes better when you pour Fireball into it.
Yeah, that's true. And like Fireball plus a glass of hard cider tastes like Christmas.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's real nice.
There's a convention in High Point that has added that to the drink menu because of me.
Oh.
And they call it Angry Balls.
Perfect. All right, okay, so our friend Scott, this is actually one for me. Our friend Scott says, Mr. Brassy, any suggestions on where to get Hema gear? Also, have you ever tried SCA Heavy Combat? Okay, so the answer for the first one is there are a number of places you can go to get started. One of the best websites for it is Purple Heart Armory. You can just type that into Google, or you can go to www.woodenswords.com or .net, try both. And basically, the other place to go is there's a site called the Wichtenauer, Wiktenauer. It's basically a massive website that's like a wiki of historical fighting sources. So it's like between the two of those things and the Hema Alliance. That's where you kind of, between those three things, you should be able to find a club near you, sources to study, and equipment that you can start out with. The second question is no, I have not. I have a lot of friends who have, and it's not like an aversion, it's just I have never happened to have done it. Okay, let's see here. Our friend Chris says, how much money must we Gentrignome pay for a 2-hour A&D episode?
You could just listen to 2 episodes back to back.
$50 and a plane ticket to Vegas.
Yeah.
$50 and a plane ticket to Vegas.
There you go. Yeah. Those tend to be our bigger ones. I mean, truth be told, it's mostly just the window we have to all be in the same place at the same time is limited. And we have to sort of juggle our schedules to make this happen as we do. So, yeah, there's sort of a hard limit on, even if podcasts didn't naturally fall into roughly an hour to an hour and a half by tradition and expectation anyway, that's kind of what our window allows us to record once it's all cut down. Well,
yeah, I was going to say the reality is we're usually on for 2 hours, but between the fuck ups and pauses and other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fortunate that the length that our window lends itself to is also the kind of standard expectation for a podcast episode.
Yeah, I think it's about right. Okay, so let's hear. These have all been like easy so far. Sorry. Okay, our friend Zachary says, what mythical creature from D&D would you choose as a real-life pet or have as a pet in-game?
Gelatinous cube. And there's a practical reason for this, because obviously, there's environmental challenges facing our world, and I just think, waste disposal business.
You could call it QB.
Yeah. I just put it out in the garden, bang. No need to recycle anymore.
I was going to say, everybody wants a unique pet, and what's more unique, and also probably would make a better guard dog than the Tarrasque.
Are we assuming it obeys your commands? Not all pets do.
You know something. I'm assuming it's obeying my demands about as well as my dogs do. So
let's assume it. Let's strike it. Let's split the difference. Let's assume it won't turn on you.
Oh, that's even better.
Baseline obedience.
Yeah, baseline obedience. It's not going to be a menace to you.
Come on, Tarrasque, let's go for a walk in the park.
Oh God! Civilization!
Oh God! I've noticed there's something awesome like dragon, but the truth is dragons are sentient and way more powerful, so I would end up being its pet. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'd like someone else to take care of my life for a while. I'm gonna get a dragon and end up as its pet.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, okay, Drew, I'm going to change your litter box once a week.
Yeah, whatever, man. I feel like my dog has a way more chill life than me, so if we're going to... If there's a chance, it would be kind of cool to live with a dragon. It's always got your back. It's taking care of you.
No, man, because you're going to wind up living with the crazy old lady of dragons. So she's dressing you in bows and ribbons and
The dragon's a crazy cat lady.
Who's going to talk shit? You look stupid, dragon. He doesn't like your sense of style. Oh, he's dead now.
Oh, dear.
I knock on the dragon's door. Hey, can Drew play with my Tarrasque?
Yeah. Walk softly and carry a big dragon.
I feel all boring now, but I want a Tressum, which is a winged cat.
Just a cat, but even more of a fuckery.
Exactly.
For functionality, a beholder would kick a lot of ass because all those different eye stalks are like different beams and abilities. So, like that would be if you really that's a pretty cool multitask pet.
Yeah, but aren't beholders sentient too?
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of like it would be less a pet and more a roommate.
Yeah, roommate. Like I feel like I could get along with a beholder. Like he needs me to like hand him a beer sometimes. I need him to like enchant the fridge so it stays colder. You know, it's give and take.
Yeah, but like that ends badly. You walk out, you're like, "Hey man, how do I look in this jacket? Oh, let me up. You're disintegrated. Sorry."
Yeah. It's a risk, man. It's a risk.
I'm flipping through the book right now. I gotta go with a golem, just like one of those. What are they? The one is there one made of metal or something? I'm just thinking a big ass robot that I can give orders to.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I want. Just
You want to be Iron Giant.
yeah, there you go.
You know what? I'm gonna go with my first impulse and say I would love a pet displacer beast.
Well, that place to be.
Bunch of legged panther with weird tentacle things on its back.
You could never pet it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is like, I mean, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I have cats, and my cats are fuckers. I think it'd be funny to have a cat that could literally teleport.
Hey, did you let Spot outside? I'm not sure.
Did you let Spot outside? I don't know. Ask him.
You can kind of pet it. You'll either miss or punch it.
And I mean, like, yeah, displacer beasts are assholes, but it's my pet, so in theory, it likes me.
So standard cat rules.
Standard cat rules, yeah. I could also get a Grick, though. I mean, that's a giant floating brain with beak and tentacles. Be a great conversation feast. Hey, Gricky, come over here.
Oh, he's a rescue.
Don't worry about that. I mean, just no. It's actually like the slime on his lobe is actually really soft, and used to it. And tentacles are good for cuddling. Okay.
Also, I don't have to feed mine. That's bonus.
Oh yeah. All right. Our friend Jeff says, "What is your favorite fast food side dish?"
Ooh.
Oh, I know that one. Arby's curly fries.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Like, is anything gonna beat fries?
Curly fries. I mean, curly fries. It's like a subclass of fries, but
I love an Arby's curly fry. I love a McDonald's straight fry. A good fry. A good fry is a hard one to beat.
Although I gotta say, what's their faces? Taco Bell's nacho fries are pretty good too.
I'm never mad at some tater tots, which is almost a fry.
Popeye's red beans and rice is good.
Ooh, God, I haven't had good red beans and rice in forever.
And that's adequate red beans and rice, but great as a side dish. I mean, for a fast food restaurant.
Bojangles' dirty rice is really good.
Dirty rice.
Church's Chickens, honey brushed biscuits.
Ooh, those are good. You fuckers are making me hungry.
I also have a serious thing for, like, it's super basic, but I like when they're really well cooked and they're nice and crispy. I love good onion rings.
Oh yeah,
good onion ring.
So, here's one: onion strings or onion rings?
Onion rings.
I'm a string man.
Okay, I mean, like, I'll try either.
They're both great, but like if you're gonna just order one,
onions and batter, either way.
I think my favourite fast food side dish is another Egg McMuffin.
I thought you were just going to say, like, the color brown.
Oh, God. I forgot about breakfast, y'all. The McDonald's hash brown is in play.
That's good.
Oh, yeah. And my health just went downhill when I learned I could bring microwave hash browns into my apartment.
I mean, probably a Wendy's Frosty would probably count.
Ooh.
That's a nice poll.
I'm gonna make bad decisions soon.
A McFlurry counts then.
Now, these are desserts. These are not side dishes.
Yeah,
You're right.
Fuck you. If I say it's a side dish, it's a side dish.
You're right.
Fuck
You're
it, that's
right,
dinner.
They're entrees.
Here's one. Got them at Sonic and Mickey D's mozzarella sticks. When you got that wild, like, you just want something a little different, a little bad.
Oh, I have something terrible. There's a couple of places, they're like kind of local burger joints and a couple of restaurants that as a side they sell fried mac and cheese balls. It's like a ball of mac and cheese.
Jesus Christ! I'm just gonna go to bed after we're done here. Now I'm just gonna sit awake going, God damn! I wish I had mac and cheese balls.
Yeah, they're so good.
Panera makes a decent mac and cheese side.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Jesus. Okay. I gotta find good food.
Yeah. Right. Wow, I guess the listeners figured out how to get their shit picked.
Yeah.
God damn it, Jeff.
This one.
Fuck you, Jeff.
Yeah, you ruined everybody's night here.
Okay.
So this wasn't one of my favorites, but a lot of people loved him, and I feel like I should give him a shout out. If you still live near a PDQ, a bunch of them closed, they make zucchini fries that are not terrible to my standards and good to people who like vegetables.
We forgot. We also forgot. What about cheesy bread or like cheesy bread or whatever? Breadsticks.
Oh yeah,
dude, you guys were so envious of me in New Orleans when I just ordered
the Domino's stuffed cheese bread. You blew my fucking mind. It had never occurred to me to just order the cheesy bread.
That's all I wanted. Didn't want pizza.
I'm really fucking hungry now, and I've already had dinner.
Yeah, we got to cut this shit off. I got to go fire up the air fryer.
Just fucking John's in there at night in his underwear, just like cooking anything, frying anything he can find.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my life.
Okay, let's see here. It's a good one. Hold on, we have so our friend. This is a little bit of a long one, but it's a fun one. Our friend Wayne says, repost. Oh, fuck you, Wayne. Don't get passive aggressive with me. You guys have, don't bring that shit into my house. Okay, let's see here. You guys have somehow managed to not have your characters die off in the game, despite your best efforts, it seems. Regardless, it would amaze me if you hadn't already rolled up any Plan B characters. Who are they? What are their backstories? What are their voices? If you haven't lie to us as if you had a Plan B. Well,
I feel like we do this like every few months.
Yeah. I mean, it might change every few months. Who knows?
No, mine's still Jorser the Sorcerer.
Yeah, still going with Stand and Deliver. In fact, obviously Brandon Firemess is probably my greatest creation, but if we were all wiped out tomorrow, I think I could pull off a decent Stand and Deliver.
I got a voice worked out for Jorser the Sorcerer. He'd sound like Robert Bevan, but a little drunk.
I would counter that. I'd say, like, if we do a new campaign, I would honestly pay money to see Bevan just play Lord Farnsworth Butter Biscuits.
I don't think I could handle that for a whole career.
Well, I was planning on doing that as my voice.
Oh.
So.
I don't know if you could pull it off, Steve.
For funsies, I think my backup to Bjorg these days is a Oath of the Ancients paladin. He would just be this, like, I don't know if he would be a complete flower child or if he would just be some sort of epically, like avatar of fun, justice, and getting fucking high all the time.
So Bjorg.
I would probably roll up some kind of just psychopathic fighter who goes in with dual-wielding hand axes and teeth.
Oh man, that's great.
And I'm still running with my high charisma, low strength fighter.
Fucking useless.
I think you have a high dex.
Yeah, you know what? There's already a class for that there, Rick.
Edward Norton.
It's called a bard.
Yeah, except he be tone deaf.
I don't know. This is like a bit of a tangent, but at a friend, I was actually playing a couple years ago a Game of Thrones game and RPG, and there was a guy, one of our players, decided to play this just like man at arms, and his name was Mort Flowers, and he was like this dude with no charisma whatsoever. This is D20, no charisma stat whatsoever, but he was determined that he was going to be a harpist. And so he's just like, yes, my lord, if it please you, my lord, I have been practicing this song, my lord. Twang's harp. Singing song!
So it's Dylan.
He kind of sounded like Sling Blade when he talked.
I guess if I were to theoretically roll in, I definitely would play a druid, both for the name pun and because I really like the class, and because I could find a lot of ways for that character to be super fucked up, and it would be very entertaining, I think.
What's the name?
Drew.
Oh, fuck.
The druid. No.
Okay, this is why you have the DM.
Yeah. I love a pun, but that would be too much. I'd probably make him like an anti-Lorax. He would be a guy who's completely in touch with nature and 100% trying to profit off of it.
Just capitalism druid.
Yes, it would be capitalism druid.
Circle of investment.
Circle of the Moon Financial. Walks around in like the D&D equivalent of a 3-piece suit all the time.
with leaf motifs all over it. It's like this tailored leaf suit.
All his skills are like charisma and like negotiation.
It's just really fucking sleazy.
Yeah. 10 gold? Fuck you, 10 gold.
Oh, okay.
All right, I think that is probably where we are going to call it for this week. Thank you all for joining us. And again, please go to facebook.com/authorsandragons if you are interested in A&D Con, because tickets are on sale now. So we hope to see you in Vegas, and we will see you next week for a side quest episode. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to those who created it, which is us, the people you just heard play the game. Opening and closing themes performed by the Gore Core 4.
Authors and Dragons! Authors and Dragons!
Where's the sex table?